Welcome back to 3-Star War Strategy. Your host, Name of the Lord. Here we go again. War recap, good stuff coming up. This last one, you guys remember, was not all, that fancy, really bad bases. A little bit funner stuff this war. Let's just go ahead and get going here. Got like 7 attacks I want to show you guys. Here we go. Common base. You guys have seen this base several times, I'm sure. But Fab, man, I like me some Fab. Fab does a pretty good job with 3-star strategies on the Town Hall 10s. It does a little bit of a spam with the loons on this one, but you'll see why that's going to work. Gets the queen in there, gets that air defense, drops the king, wants to make sure he gets the enemy queen. She goes down. Probably could have used that king somewhere else, maybe on a second air defense. But look how close together these two air defenses were. So good chance he's going to get it anyway. Goes ahead and starts the raid. Basically, there's the 3 lines, soaking up all the traps, and then really kind of spams a lot of the loons in here. One reason would be he needs them to go to the core. He's going to need a few to get in there. A beautiful freeze there. Then drops that last hound in, soak up some more traps, targeted loons. So working really this direction. And then these ones here pushing across. And what I really liked was saving those late spells. So he really has a good clump of loons here with the tank still up. And I believe, 2 tanks. And I don't believe they're going to pop. They quite a bit of life left in them. So really decent attack. And you could see typical Town Hall 10 fashion. Once the loons get done with the defenses, cleanup was long underway and not a lot left, really. So good stuff. I love watching some good Town Hall 10 attacks. Not as easy as some may make it look. Let's hop on down. Quick JT, 3-star. Mayhem, 3-star. So good stuff there, guys. Don't worry, Mayhem's got one coming up in the next recap. Sin, I know that everybody loves watching this dude. Except everybody at FYSB who's sick of me showing just his replays. I wanted to make some notes about this, though. Came in, obviously, AQ side. That's how he picked which side he was coming in. Otherwise, you could do the same thing from any of the sides. After 2 air defenses, and I keep saying you want at least 3 if you're going to use the heal, because he would have got 2 without the heal. But know this. These air defenses are very vulnerable in these positions. You're going to see loons get on top of them very quickly. When you can get your loons on top of the air defenses rather quickly, then you don't need to worry about getting a 3rd one in a strategy like this. He's got all 3 hounds sitting there. Now, if he had even a haste spell at this point, he's going to get there even faster. And on second thought, I'm watching this. The loons don't get there as quickly as I thought they did. But look at the timing. Very nice timing. Gets all the hounds to pop. And then really has overwhelmed the base at this point. And the queen's still up due to possibly the heal. So this works. This is working, I should say. I still think you need the buff heroes. I'm going to keep rolling it out until I know otherwise. I mean, you're going to see it again here in a second. One that I think works better with lower heroes. Here we go. He still has buff heroes, but the way he's going to rock this bad boy is all 3 air defenses going down. And you're just going to see a much more dominant strategy. A lot greater chance for success with it. I think Sin has a little bit better technique than most with his loons. And it could fail if you're trying to do it and only get 2 air defenses with no spells. So keep an eye on this. Beautiful rage there. Waited for the queen. Got the CC troops out before he dropped it. Wizards are in there. Then he dropped the king. King was a very late drop. Had a very wide funnel. Don't drop that king. Don't drop that king until the CC troops are out and possibly even being targeted. Your funnel should be large enough to get him in anyway, or else you're taking chances. At this point, that's the last air defense. It's down. Enemy king about to go down. Not that it matters, because this hound being dropped in from clear over here, and this one from over here, that's soaking up all the traps. But as soon as this one was dropped over here, he had loons following it in, and then dropped this one, and loons following that in. That's going to allow, say an archer tower was here, targeting that hound all the way over before it turns and starts shooting at loons that are already on top of it. So very nice job here. 2 hounds, 1 air defense. You don't want to rage or haste the loons into the 1 air defense because you want your hounds to pop. Obviously, Sin's not going to have any issue with his hounds popping because he has 2 air defenses to go through. They will probably pop regardless. 18. Good night. You know what? I just like this attack. There's several things I don't like, several things I did like. This was a first attack. Plenty of spots for double giant bomb locations. Here, tricky ones. There could be a Tesla and a double set here. I don't remember where they're at. Anyway, Kill Squad is making a push. It's really stoned, kind of. He's doing a shattered approach with his Kill Squad here, but he's going to sneak in a golem over here with a bunch of wizards and a jump and get this queen. I just loved it. Just gorgeous. This is one of those offset bases. They did have some good bases over here. Not great attack strategies, but they must be getting their bases from somewhere, from someone who knows what they're doing. I thought these loons were way too early. They got 1 defense that probably would have went down anyway. And you can see here, got the wizard, the jump, just needs to get that archer tower down. That queen is still sitting there. Can't send in these last 10 hogs until that queen is down or being targeted. And then in comes the king. Little swap there. These 10 hogs here, I think there's a double set waiting for him. First time through a base. Didn't know. If he was a little bit more patient, that queen would have nullified that. But, he didn't know that double set was there. Regardless, drops this heel here because the hogs are gone. And just a lot of things that were a little, not the greatest. But it's a first attack and really did well. I think Goodnight does a great job of adjusting on the fly. I've said this before on his attacks. Something comes up like this double giant bomb, so he used the heal on his loons. It's not easy. It's stuff that comes after lots of practice. This stuff is not easy. Don't think you can pick up this phone and these tablets in this game and just be able to do that first try for sure. All right, number 20. Chris the Great. Another, halfway decent bass. I think he's got a double set in the core. So this is, it's not a great bass, but there's some things to like about it. The queen is not going to jump into, she might jump into that compartment right here. You got to be careful with this one little offset thing. No point in having that. Push that all the way over. She won't jump over here. And if she does go this direction, I don't think she gets over the second wall. I like that queen placement. Here is it's a standard Goho, but little witch heavy. So I like this. Uses the rage there. 2 jumps. I think he's got 2 jumps. Maybe he hasn't placed this. No, it's a different attack where he brought 2. The last attack had 2 jumps. There's a trigger there on a giant bomb. That's good. You want the triggers. Beautiful jump there. That's going to get him to the queen, which he needs, and into this compartment where the double set is. I love that jump. We're looking at teenage heroes here. So drops a giant. The giant tanks for a couple point defenses, few, whatever, and then he does kind of an Asian wall type of thing. As soon as he sees that giant bomb, drops that heal there. Beautiful heal as the hogs are going to sit in it for a little bit. He even nips the hogs sitting over here, so love that. And then I believe they're going to trigger this giant bomb over here. Yep, there goes the trigger right there. So timing on the hogs was very, very nice as they worked their direction over here. Kill squad pushing in, triggers that. They're kind of meeting up right here. Very nice attack. Decent base. Like this stuff. Chris, like this stuff. I like these guys. Even if they don't know the strats, at least they're getting some decent bases. This makes for fun stuff, man. We got out to a great start again in this war. We were playing at the end, trying things. This base doesn't look familiar. Never seen this base. Just as I get done saying a lot of wonderful bases. This is another one of those EQ strats. I think he brought witches, and Wars brought witches, and I forgot to mention it. I wanted to mention that. If you haven't seen this base defeated every possible way, throw this strat in the mix. Beautiful little rage there. I'm shaking my head because the heal is just, I don't know. The queen sat in the heal, but she wasn't getting hit. King didn't actually, I don't know. Regardless, 1 air defense, so has 3 hounds for, I think he brought 2 hounds for 2 air defenses. But that just goes to show how quickly he gets his loons in and onto that first air defense. No spells for him. That last hound pops just in time. This attack was smooth as butter. And we're talking teenage heroes again. So rewind it. Watch it again. A very clean attack. Very clean. Nothing too dramatic about it. That can be achieved by you guys. Let me tell you. All right. And they keep proving me wrong. Everybody keeps proving me wrong. I keep saying you want that 3rd air defense if you're going to consider using all your spells on the kill squad. One more for all my boys that are hanging out with me at Town Hall 8. Yeah, there's got to be one of you out there, right? I love this stuff. I've never tried it, but Town Hall 8 no lure with hogs. I have always said you cannot do this, and I have been proved wrong again. 9. Yeah, 9. I don't even know what I'm talking about. 19 hogs. Going to be real patient on them. Here comes the Max Pekka. Couple extra whiz backing it up. Boom. Drop that rage. Drop that rage. That's where them wizards target them CC troops. And you know the wizard targets them CC troops. Does a better job of the queen than the queen does, in my opinion. And then just kind of surgically places that first round of hogs. As soon as it's past that first line of defenses, going to drop a heel for them. Right there. Right there. There it is. Maybe just a hair too far. Wow, that's either just right or a hair too far north. But really gets such a great push out of his kill squad with the rage and everything that there wasn't a lot of defenses left for the hogs. And so that last heel probably wasn't even needed. Wrecked. Great job, Spanky. I'm choking up over here just saying your name. Sir Spank a lot. I got a little 9 I like to run out hogs with, but I just can't try that. Too risque. Good job, guys, over at FYSB. Next war finishing up soon. More good stuff to show. After that, we're doing a scrim. Still debating whether we're going to show any replays because we got a couple matches that I'm looking forward to talking about. Not yet announced. So we're probably going to want to use a few of those bases in there. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe find a couple things to show. I'll show my base getting wrecked maybe. So if you're still with me, keep wrecking it, guys, and God bless.